Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and its valuations against the US dollar. Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. Well, yesterday, Bitcoin moved up close to 6%, gaining almost $2,000 on its valuation, and has done two things, I guess. One is that we saw a continuation of the breakout of this descending triangle, and secondly, we've broke past the 20-day moving average. Now, we talked about if we're able to break and hold above the 20-day moving average, then we should see a short-term move to the upside. How high? Hard to say for short-term moves. Odds are it's going to be the previous highs. So, here and here, I would garner that would might pose as resistance for Bitcoin in the days and weeks ahead. If it does get rejected off of that level and we come back down, um, I think at that point we might see a chop, and what I mean by a chop is like what we saw here in the summer, the spring to summer, where Bitcoin moved up above the 20-day, broke below, moved back up, below, backed up until we started to rise. We potentially might be seeing that here, in which case that would lead to a sideways moving Bitcoin, which is I think exactly what altcoins need at the right time. When we look at altcoins like Ethereum, Ethereum has been moving up steadily the past month and the past, last 2 days. It's moved up a collective about almost 7%. And by the U.S. dollar, Ethereum's over the hump of 1,500, and we're currently trading even higher at 1,552. Uh, and so that's what I mean about it's the perfect condition for Bitcoin to start moving sideways because Ethereum just broke its all-time high. Now, when we think of Ethereum going past its all-time high, we expect the price to move a little bit more aggressively to the upside of price discovery and very aggressive. And having a sideways moving Bitcoin could really, really add fuel to that fire, in my opinion. However, we're several percentages away from that level. We're in fact about maybe 10, 11% away. So it's still a little far. It's still a little ways away, but we could potentially see that by next week, even this week. But if Bitcoin moves up like 7, 8% today, like potentially we could see all coins take a beating for that short term volatility. But if Bitcoin, trudges along, moves up to that level, kind of trudges along back down, um, we could see altcoins really benefiting from that. And I think it'd be very, very interesting, and I think somewhat humorous, because for the longest time, including myself, I thought Bitcoin was going to move down further. I thought it's always on the cards, but I believed that the 20-week moving average was on the cards. Um, Currently, right now, it's at 21,800, and with Bitcoin trending down, I thought, okay, well, the moving average is still going to move up at about $1,000 a week, so we'd probably be hitting the 20-week moving average in no time. But um, right now, we're up, 10.5% for the week, and it's only Wednesday. So with that said, well, it seems that we might be seeing a different side of Bitcoin, where we potentially might see it move sideways, or even more unlikely, continue to move up. We've already moved up a considerable amount. We're past the prior all-time high, and we doubled, and we still got gas left in the tank. That's pretty impressive. But I think it'd be hilarious if Bitcoin started to move sideways, because that was I think, the least thing people expected. People expected it either to continue up higher or um, moved to the downside, and people were shouting maybe $25,000 was the level, $30,000 was the level, and we did go back down to 30,000. So the 25,000 dump was I think the market sentiment, around 2 weeks ago, for example, and 25,000 could have been the target. I mean, if in a few weeks down the line and the 20-week moving average keeps on moving up, the contact could have happened around 25,000. Um, However, that remains to be seen. Um, right now, we are how high are we? We're about 67% above the 20-week moving average, still well above, and that's still good for all coins. Um, However, it's important to keep note of the last time we hit the 20-week moving average, which was October 20th. And that was how long ago? That was 119 days ago. Um, in the last bull run, uh, the intervals between contacts was shorter. For example, this was 105 days. I think the blow off top was the longest one where it made contact, 126 days. We're nearing 126 days, folks, and it's quite interesting, and for me, a little unexpected that we haven't made contact again. Um, and here we are at $36,000. Now that could change. We don't know. This run obviously is not going to look like a carbon copy of the previous one. Um, but there are certain characteristics of each bull run that I feel are constant, vis-a-vis the 20-week moving average. Like even with the last run, we made contact with the 20-week moving average on the move up. But um, the dates in between, the time in between of contact varies to some degree, obviously, because we're seeing that now. We saw that in 2013, 2014, and then we saw it in 2017. It was entirely different. So who knows? But um, I would say keep an eye on Bitcoin, keep an eye on the prior highs, and we'll potentially see some resistance there. If it blasts through, then we could be off to the races. I'm not too sure. Um, with Bitcoin, as I said in a video, what seems to be a long time ago, when it breaks the past the all-time high, sometimes you got to throw TA out the window and let it ride, because exuberance is a hell of a drug. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.